Warning: the following webcast may not be suitable for all audiences. This program may contain content that offends whiny idiots who have giant sticks up their asses. So either stop watching now and run to your safe space, or grow the fuck up. For those of you who will continue to watch, please enjoy the show.
It is always hard to say where we'll meet after we've run away, because who knows where we're running to or what we're running from. Every day we're running away from something. We're running to something, perhaps. I don't know. I don't do much running. I'm a smoker. Shame on me. It is the FreakChild Experience, June 30th. Holy shit, it's the end of the month. What does that mean? It means your rent is due tomorrow. Damn it. Pay your rent tomorrow. For those of you that have to pay your rent tomorrow. I don't have to pay my rent tomorrow. My rent is already taken care of. Ooh, aren't I just special? Anyway, it is the FreakChild Experience right here on KFRK Digital Radio. The FreakChildRadio.com website is also up and running and ready and raring to go. Got some other news for you, just some random information about the show, things that are going on. I see you guys out there in the chat. Nicole's asking, who's on tonight? Here I am. This is it. There's no cast anymore, pretty much. Things have, the show has completely changed, Nicole, I think, since the last time you probably tuned in. I don't know. Although you were out there last Thursday, I believe, giving everybody hell in the chat room. I saw that. Yeah, we've got to do a new opening. We've got to do, well, at least video-wise, we have to do a new opening and a new closing credits, because things have definitely and completely changed. Rico is not really part of the regular cast anymore. Have not heard or seen from him in a long time, especially since we moved studios. We do have a new cast member who pops by from time to time. Antonio, the big dog. He pops in from time to time. And, of course, Skin Boy's out there every once in a while joining us via satellite. He's not there, but I've got four, believe it or not, I got 4 channels for you guys now. So I can bring in 4 people via satellite, and we can chit-chat and look all like Fox News or some shit, you know? I mean, here, check this shit out. I mean, is this... Look at that. I got 2 open spots there, and then I got all these open spots sitting there. So we may start giving you guys a chance to come out onto the show with me, if you want to. You could be down there, or you could be way the fuck over. Oh, wait, no, it's way the fuck over there. Sorry, I don't have a screen right in front of me. It's over here. You could be way the hell over there or way down there. We could play Brady Bunch if you want. So anyway, but yeah, we've made some new improvements, and the show's only going to start getting bigger and better. Once again, KFRK Digital Radio, and specifically this show, listened to in, believe it or not, 25 different countries around the world. Great Britain, United States, Canada, and Germany, where most of our big followers are. So what they're thinking they're going to find, I don't know. I really don't know. So don't sing the song. Why? Don't sing the song. Tommy Dog's in the house. What's up, Tommy Dog? Anyway, Tommy Dog's an old dog from the old days on Alternicast. Is that crazy shit or what? Yeah, some of us stay in touch, sort of, I guess. I don't know. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. I'm just a babbling idiot. I have no medication. And that's where I'm at. I got coffee. Speaking of, we got to do that. We got to do the thing. Sorry, we got to do the obligatories before I get too carried away. Here they come. Are you ready? I know you. For all of you that tune in and listen all the time, you've heard this 1,000 times, but here it comes again. Guess what? You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. If you're on Twitter because you like Twitter, you're going to see the exact same feeds come from Facebook because we just have them linked. We don't actually post or follow anything on Twitter. It's just, it gets pushed out there. So if you want real information and real things that are going on, get onto Facebook, facebook.com/FreakChildRadio or at FreakChild Radio. That'll give you all the great information about the trivia show that we do, the shows that we're doing. We're getting to ramp up on some other stuff that I'm going to tell you about here in just a minute, and all that stuff. So there is that. Also, yeah, please, guys, hey, subscribe to us over on, or support us on Patreon. Once again, still nobody's even thrown us $5, but if you like the show, you like the trivia games, for those of you that play the trivia, that's going to help support those and keep those rolling, because there's only so long that the sponsors are going to keep throwing money at us to keep the trivia games specifically going. Excuse me. And there may be a big thing coming up in October. We tried this a couple of years ago. It didn't quite pan out because we couldn't quite get the support of the community, but we might try something this year. If any of you remember the Freak Child's Treasure, we might be able to get that pulled off this year. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But once again, we need a little support on that. So subscribe to us over on Patreon, and we love you a long time. Speaking of trivia, wrong slide. That's not the one we wanted, but how about this? We'll just do the coffee cup first, I guess, and then I got to find my little slides thing here. So, yeah, we've got these really nifty FreakChild Experience, where is it? FreakChild Experience coffee cups. If you want to get yourself an official FreakChild Experience coffee mug, head over to FreakChildRadio.com. And you can pick yourselves up one of those. They are $15, and that just covers the cost of the cup and the shipping and handling. There's no money made off of that. This is just for if you're a fan and you want a little piece of, I don't know. I'd say a piece of shit because that's what the show is half the time. But you head over to the website and purchase yourself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however many. And we will get those sent out to you. So there's that. Speaking of trivia show, on Sundays, the first and third Sunday of every month. This is an ongoing thing for, I don't know how long it's going to go, as long as everybody keeps coming out and playing. We're going to keep it rolling. You can win up to a $100 digital Amazon gift card if you come play my stupid ass trivia. It's ridiculous questions, dumb questions with ridiculous answers. So a little update on the trivia show. However, we did get a little talking to from the powers that be. They said we can't be putting out so many ridiculous questions that nobody would know the answer to, and it's all a complete guess if we're giving away prizes. So we've tuned it in just a tad, and we've put in a lot more regular trivia questions. We've still changed some stuff, and there's still a lot of goofy shit going on in there, but it's a lot of fun. 30 questions on Sunday nights. Usually takes us about 2 hours to get running through it. It's a completely interactive trivia show. So you just tune in. It's over on twitch.tv/FreakChildRadio. You guys can tune in. The questions pop up on your screen. You actually select them interactively, and gives you points, and it's cool. You do have to get a Twitch account in order for us to know who you are out there, especially if you win, so that we know how to contact you in case in case you win. We need to be able to send off your digital card, which means we just email you the shit. But yeah, first and third Sundays over at Twitch. The Freak Child's live quiz show, still kicking. Actually, last Tuesday's show, we did the makeup trivia from the Sunday that we missed, and gave away a $25 Amazon gift card. We had a winner. This past Sunday, for some reason, something was glitching and nobody knew we were on. So keep in mind, this coming Sunday is July 5th. It's the first Sunday of July, which means we will be playing this Sunday. So, hey, it's free money if you win, and it's a good time, and it's fun. It's something to do for a couple hours, on a Sunday evening when there's jack shit on TV. Because there's no hockey, there's no sports, there's no... I don't know. And whatever channels you guys subscribe to on your cable, that's up to you to watch that. I'm not going to judge. Not going to judge at all. Nicole, yeah, I got to give you some information. Jules is not around anymore, if you catch my drift. I can tell you about that later. Anyway, the Brady Bunch song, and, okay, so... Here's a story of a man named Brady. I did it anyway. So, all right, what do we got coming up tonight? We were going to do pictures of the news, but we had no submissions, so there will be no picture of the news. We will try to hold that over till Thursday. But what do we have coming up tonight? Well, we got to talk about the Surgeon General being a fag. He says that masks are instruments of freedom. I don't know if you believe that or not. I don't know if you're an anti-masker or a pro-masker, but it's almost like it's a division of the country in a way, it seems. I am an anti-masker, by the way. But that's because if you watch this show, you know exactly why, because I've given you all the facts. Also, William Barr is taking away your free speech online, or at least trying to. We've got some information on that. It's not nearly as bad as it sounds, but it's a little iffy on the free speech thing, because if this goes through, then they need to take the National Enquirer off the shelves, too. And also, believe it or not, in the UK, there may be an HIV cure that's working twice now. We got some information about that. So there's that, and there you go. As I was getting to the trivia stuff, I said I got a little information for you. So check it out, gang. We got a whole bunch of our stage gear back. We got a whole new shipment of stage gear. We're getting ready to ramp up on taking the trivia show out live again in front of live audiences. So keep that in the back of your head. If you guys are having an event in Colorado, if you guys are out of state, you probably can't afford me. And we come along with a lot of performance writers on those. Keep in mind that we are getting ready to ramp that up. So if you guys are having some sort of an event and you want to book us, keep an eye on the FreakChild Experience Facebook page. We'll be starting to announce up and coming new things that are going on with that. So, stay tuned. We are live on Facebook.com on our live feed at FreakChild Radio Facebook page. We're also live on YouTube on the Facebook FreakChild, or the YouTube Facebook. What? Fuck! What? I am stuck on Facebook. Stop it. The YouTube FreakChild page also streams this live simultaneously, so it's all live there. You can also check us out. I went Canadian for a minute. Check us out at freedomrevolutionnetworks.com. We're also simulcast over there, so there you are. And for those of you watching at FRN, welcome. I don't have that page up. It's not working for me tonight. I don't know why. And of course, you can listen live anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on KFRK Digital Radio, KFRKdenver.com. So let's see what's going on. Justin is an anti-masker. Jules should be a guest. You guys are way funny. She makes everyone laugh. True. So Nicole says we need Jules. Well, we might be able to get her up on a satellite feed one of these days. We'll see. But until then, it's just me. And then maybe the dog will pop in. Who knows? So there we are. We'll be launching out that phone line here shortly. And, yeah, well, I was going to say if you guys wanted to try getting in on the video call. But we'll see if you guys are even actually interested in that. Believe it or not, you can do it on your mobile, your cell phone, your tablet. You don't have to have a computer. You don't even have to have. You don't even have to look pretty. You don't have to put on makeup or lighting or backgrounds or any of that crap like I sort of have to do. Got to look professional, right? This show. All right, here we go. Anyway, let's go on to good old Surgeon General dimtwit fucktwat. Okay, so everybody knows. Let's go over it just one more quick time. All right, real quick, because I went to go buy cigarettes the other day. There's a liquor store right down the street, and I just like, oh, I'm not going down to the gas station. I'll just walk across the street and get cigarettes. So they've got a big old sign that says, "Don't enter without a mask." And I'm like, okay, well, fuck. So I put my shirt up over like this, okay? It's like, all right, this is good enough, right? Right? No, they didn't like this. So he's like, next time you come in, you've got to wear a mask. Now, mind you, these are Asians. I don't know of which, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, what they are. But the thing is that they've got their masks on. They're walking around the store all by themselves. There's nobody in there. And they've still got all their masks on. They're wearing gloves, all this fucking bullshit. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like this. I mean, how is this any worse? How is this any worse than just putting on one of them damn surgical masks? It's not. And I was like this the whole time. Got my cigarettes and walked out. And then then the guy goes, well, next time you come in, you got to have a mask on. And I said, I don't own one. He's like, oh my God, fuck you. Let me give you guys a fact. Once again, just real quick. It's not an airborne virus. For those of you that are driving around in your cars with your fucking masks on, quit being idiots. As a Facebook meme says out there, if you're one of those people that drives around with a mask on when you're alone in your car, are you still one of those people that puts on a condom when you go to bed just in case you get laid? I mean, seriously, get over it. Secondly, let's see, it's not an airborne virus. Secondly, the virus is about the size of a nitrogen molecule. Those masks are not going to protect you. I know this because I work with ammonia that is made from nitrogen. You have to have a full face respirator with fucking special cartridges in order for you to not breathe that shit in. A little fucking mask is not going to save you from fucking ammonia getting in your lungs. And believe me, it will kill you in 8 seconds. In a certain concentration. Thirdly, if it was an airborne virus, you're not protecting your fucking eyes. Guess what? You got mucous membranes in your eyes. That's what it attaches to, is your mucous fucking membranes. So if you're not covering your fucking eyes, you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything, retards. And beyond the fact, you're still touching all the same shit that everybody else is touching. So stop with the fucking masks. They're not helping you one bit, which can be proven. They're trying to say, oh, it's because nobody's wearing masks. Well, the spike is still going up. The spike is still going up because guess what? Now they're reporting The people who have tested positive for the antibodies, which means they're not going to get coronavirus or their body can fight coronavirus, they're being reported as being positive cases. That's why there's a spike in the United States, and the rest of the world, they're pretty much done and over with it. But yet here in the United States, we're having a fucking goddamn nightmare all of a sudden. Bullshit. It was 14 days to fucking flatten the curve. Everybody did pretty much what they were supposed to do. It didn't flatten it. You want to know why? It's a goddamn election year. And let's go on to our idiot, Surgeon General, and his name, I hate, Jerome Adams. That's not as, I mean, what was it? William Coop? It wasn't that his name? The old Surgeon General with a beard, man. That dude, you take that dude seriously. You can take that dude seriously because, I mean, he was older. He was distinguished with his beard. It was great. But what do we get? No, we get this retarded black kid. I mean, no offense, but I mean, he's a kid. I mean, this guy has no clout in my mind. Anyway, he says that masks are instruments of freedom and they can bring back football. Because that's really fucking important, right? That's all the United States cares about is fucking football season, right? According to the story, Surgeon General Jerome Adams said Tuesday that masks are instruments of freedom that can contain the coronavirus and bring back football and school dances. If you want the return of college football this year, wear a face covering. If you want a chance at prom next spring, wear a face covering. Adams sought to reframe perceptions of masks as infections rise in the South, Arizona, and California, threatening the reopening of local economies. Many senior Republicans are now asking people to wear masks. Yeah, because guess what? Those masks, that's mind control, gang. Oh, this will save me. No, it fucking won't. Your eyes are still fucking wide open. So if it's an airborne virus, guess what? It's in your fucking eyes. Dipshit. I know my listeners are not complete dipshits, so no offense to you. This is to everybody else. Show this to everybody else. Quote, he says this, please wear a face covering when you go out in public. It is not an inconvenience. Yeah, it kind of is. Because me personally, I get claustrophobic when my fucking face is covered. I mean, I used to work in freezers at my previous job. And believe you me, it's hard to breathe in that shit. It is not an inconvenience. It is not a suppression of your freedom. Well, kind of, because apparently we can't go in certain places like a liquor store to go buy cigarettes unless I've got something on my fucking face. This mask, this face covering actually is an instrument of freedom for Americans if we all use it. No, if we all use it, we all cover up our face and we all hide our facial emotions. Once again, as I said last week, okay, look, okay, you can see my face. You can see, my lower face. This is where your mask goes, right? All you can see technically is your eyes. You can't see any facial expression. See? Now, mind you, you're not going to see people's mouths moving. You don't know if they're sticking out their tongue at you. This is your facial emotion right here. This is how people communicate. This is how humans communicate. You hide this, people don't know shit of what you're saying, what you're doing, what you're feeling. The whole face. See, look at how my whole face changes when I express something. But if you just see this, that's nothing. Okay? And remember, communist China has been under face mask fucking rule pretty much for God knows how long. Granted, their air quality sucks, and that's why they wear them. But once again, what the fuck do they think that's going to help? U.S. officials later recommended wearing masks, citing evidence of significant asymptomatic transmission of the coronavirus, but still insisted there was no evidence masks protected people from contracting the virus. Once again, folks, get rid of the masks. Find your freedom by taking them off. Stand up for something, for fuck's sake. Because once we get into this next story, you're going to start seeing where the downward spiral of they're going to see where they can test how far they can control you. And right now they've got you all afraid that you're going to die of coronavirus. Yeah, 99.95% of the people who contract coronavirus will survive. they'll get a little sick. Some people a little more than others. One of the interesting statistics lately is, by the way, now instead of older people all contracting the virus, it's all the 20 to 40-year-olds. And I thought that we weren't going to have cases like that. Oh, but wait, we have COVID testing sites all over the fucking place where you've got lines of thousands of people who aren't even sick, don't even feel sick, and they're going to get tested. Well, they're going to go get tested. Oh, God. Well, there's a positive case for you. They're not going to the hospital. They're not going to the doctor. They're not getting treated for it. Although we don't know the exact percentage, we can say very clearly, I like that. That's kind of like an oxymoron. Although we don't know the exact percentage, we can say very clearly that wearing a mask is definitely helpful in preventing acquisition as well as transmission. That's, of course, good old Dr. Fauci said that one. This is also the same guy who somehow predicted that this pandemic was going to happen 2 years ago. Start putting two and two together, folks. COVID-19 has infected almost 2.7 million Americans. Remember, we have about 150-ish million people, so you break that down, even if it was 100 million, you're still only talking about 2% of the population. 2%. And killed about 130,000 people since March. The U.S. hit its highest daily count of new cases last week, supposedly, but officials note daily deaths dropped dramatically. Let's also remember that they're saying that people who are 103 and have COVID died from COVID, okay? So, once again, start paying attention to real statistics, guys. The real numbers are actually out there. Quit following the mainstream media. I promise you, if you go look for the real numbers, you're going to find the same shit that I find, that I report to you guys at least, well, apparently twice a week, because unfortunately, it was hard to find these other stories that aren't even COVID related. But yet I still think some of it is still related. Got to distract you from the other shit that's going on, let alone the fact it is an election year. So keep that in mind. Speaking of an election year, as we get ready to move into our next story, I want to remind everybody, coming up November, it is going to be election night. So remember, we've got FreakChild 2020 coming up on election night. We'll have a panel of everybody that we can. Dog will probably be in. I don't know about Rico. Maybe we'll have Jules on. Mr. Davies, hey, what's going on? Where was I? I see, I get distracted because I just have to say hi to you guys. Hi, guys! November 3rd, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. That's about the same time that, well, it is the same time that the polls on the East Coast close. It's the time that we started 4 years ago. By the way, the FreakChild 2016 video is still available over on the YouTube channel. FreakChild 2020, we're going to cover the presidential election along with everything else. We'll definitely be keeping an eye on good old AOC and see how she does. Apparently she won her primary in a landslide. Yeah, for her whole, 16,000 constituents? Twat. Anyway, you'll be able to check it out. It'll be at kfrkdenver.com for sure. You'll be able to catch it there, which means we'll be streaming it live through YouTube. We'll be streaming it live probably here on Facebook as well. And, of course, we'll be having the audio feed over at kfrkdenver.com. So make sure to tune in on November 3rd. Mark it on your calendars. And we'll get a panel together, and we'll just laugh and joke and probably puke our guts out because, goddamn, Trump or Biden. Holy shit, at least we had a little bit better choice last time, didn't we? Fuck. Oh, goodness gracious me. What a world. What a world we live in. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/FreakChildRadio, kfrkdenver.com, and freedomrevolutionnetworks.com. All that good stuff, blah, blah, blah. I say it 1,000 times. Some of you guys are sick and tired of me hearing about it. But let's do this. Let's get those phone lines open, and then we'll get started on what William Barr's doing. Get off this COVID. Get off the COVID, man.
They turned me loose from the nervous hospital. Said I was well.
Got an opinion? Call into the FreakChild Experience.
Numbers do you put in?
720-230-6363.
What? Shout it around, man.
720-230-6363.
It's a bowel movement.
This is KFRKDB, The Freak.
Well, it's time to get back to the show, Wilbur. Wilbur, I need some peanut butter to make my mouth move so I can talk to you. That's Mr. Ed, by the way, for those of you that don't know that. Some of you youngins don't know Mr. Ed. Mr. Ed was a talking horse. I almost know that theme song. I have it in my head. Who is a horse? A horse, of course, or something. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, they put peanut butter in a horse's mouth and Wilbur, Wilbur, come here. I got a big boner for you, Wilbur. Oh wait, that's a different website. Oh goodness gracious. Where are we at? Man, I just had that was a weird echo that came out of there. I don't know what that was about. Anyway, so you guys over there in the chat, just letting you know, that is the vMix. It's called vMix Call. That is actually a direct line into my video switcher that puts you directly into the show. It is video, it is audio. So if you guys wanted to call in video-wise, there's one of the feeds for you. I've got a couple other ones, but in case you guys want to do that. Phone lines are open, 720-230-6363. Live studio phone line. You can dial in for your questions, comments, complaints, or bitching and screaming and moaning and complaining. So there you go. Where are we at? Yeah, that's where we're at for now. So here we go. Whoops, we're not into the switcher yet. We need to get into the switcher. There we are. And there we are. So check this out. Here's a story I came across yesterday to finally get off of goddamn COVID. The U.S. government is possibly going to be changing what gets posted online. Now, a lot of you that are on Facebook have been seeing a lot of this crap. Some of it's been happening on YouTube. Well, YouTube's been just pulling videos that, honestly, it's a it's a violation of freedom of speech in a way. But then again, they're private companies, so technically they can do whatever they want, I think. But depending on what their full terms and conditions of using their shit is. I mean, YouTube's been ripping us off for years They're still making money off of the Weekend Leftovers shows. We didn't make a dime off of it, but they're still throwing ads on our shit. I complained. They didn't stop. I just left it. Who the fuck cares? I mean, I need my 17 cents from them. Anyway, for decades, tech companies have leaned on a little-known law to avoid responsibility when it comes to controversial content posted on their platforms. In other words, social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, a couple of the other ones, Instagram. I don't know about Instagram. Instagram, I think, is just all pictures anyway. I don't know. I've never really dicked with I've never really messed around with whatever the fuck it is, Instagram, all that much. But I do know it's tied into Facebook because Facebook actually owns Instagram, just to let you guys know. So there's a lot of people out there, I use Instagram, I hate Facebook. Well, guess what? Instagram is owned by Facebook. So, and supposedly they're going to own Snapchat here pretty soon. Anyway, it's a federal law known as Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act. And has been used in several court cases to defend the bigger companies as far as helps them to as far as lawsuits about defamatory shit and blah 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 blah, because they need to go after the people who posted the shit, not the company that's leaving it be posted up there. Anyway, social media sites have become more likely to house hateful content and misinformation. Well, hateful content. Okay, that I can see that. Misinformation, not necessarily. Conspiracy theorists are allowed to have a voice too, you know. Anyway, critics are pushing for big changes to the law. In fact, Attorney General William Barr has initiated a campaign to weaken, if not repeal, the law completely, which means she's going to try and take away the law so that the government can come in and say, hey, we're going to hold them liable for anything that they post that could have misinformation. So a lot of this stuff where you see, you know, a post that they're not taking them down, but they're putting up a disclaimer on them that says, this content has false information and it's been checked by independent fact checkers. Well, who is the independent fact checker? You know, some poor schlep who didn't agree with somebody's opinion. I mean, unfortunately, people are allowed to have an opinion. That's the whole beauty behind freedom of speech. Is everybody can say pretty much whatever they want as long as it's not completely defamatory, no libel, no slander. Other than that, and no danger to human life and something else. As long as those four criteria are met, you can say whatever the fuck you want in the United States. You really can. When I say, you know, you don't want to, you can't infringe on somebody's health and safety. That's like, you know, yelling fire in a crowded movie house when there's no fire, you know. Anyway, social media sites have become more likely to house hateful content. Oh, I just read that, sorry. These proposals challenge the notion that social media companies are neutral platforms for information. It could open up the companies to legal exposure as well as potential lawsuits. Now, if that ends up being the case, then the Facebook police are going to be out there even way more. A friend of mine just got thrown in Facebook jail. What the hell was it that she called somebody? It was like stupid hillbilly white trash or something like that. She got thrown in Facebook jail for that. No comments, no nothing that she was allowed to do on Facebook because she said that. Yet meanwhile, anyway, good old Billy Barr says, no longer are tech companies the underdog upstarts, whatever that means. They have become titans of U.S. industry. Given this change in the technology landscape, valid questions have been raised as to whether Section 230's broad immunity is still necessary, at least in its current form. Yes, it is necessary because here's the thing. If somebody, this kind of goes along with a lot of the bullying that used to go online. The online bullying, remember all that shit for a while? And people were like, well, why did Facebook allow that why did Twitter allow that to happen? Well, they're not going to sit there and go through every single goddamn post of, 100 million people posting 18 different fucking things in 20 minutes of whatever the fuck. Do you really think you're going to get... No, they're going to... You know what they're going to do? The same thing they do with music, which we've been victim of numerous times. I mean, my own song got fucking a copyright strike against it, and it's like, nobody wrote this. I wrote this. Don't know what happened. But anyway, they're going to have these, little robots, as it were, that will scan everything and find different things and then say, oh no, this is no good. Oh, we got to throw that post out. Your post was deleted because it's hateful, because you said yellow mustard is only good for white sandwiches. Well, it's going to pick up keywords and then boom, it's going to get deleted. That's what'll end up happening. And then basically there goes your free speech, folks. I mean, it's a very fine line. It's a very fine line. Weakening Section 230 could force these websites to vet every piece of content created by its users before it goes online, which means basically it'll all be moderated before it can actually be posted. According to defenders of the federal law, this is a task that only large and already powerful companies such as Facebook, Twitter, would be able to afford. This could eliminate smaller companies vying to compete with Google and Facebook. I didn't know there were smaller companies competing with them. I thought they owned everything. Maybe I'm wrong. Critics say these large tech companies are using this legal immunity provided in Section 230 to turn a blind eye to potentially dangerous content on the internet, and they allege it's because it drives engagement and profit. Now, here's the thing. Do you really think that Facebook is going to profit off of you posting, I don't know, your opinions on the coronavirus, for instance? Because that seems to be a lot of what gets completely censored out there on Facebook, is a lot of the coronavirus opinions, especially of the doctors that are out there that are giving their take on everything. I don't understand how Facebook profits off of that. Facebook has all their ads and all that stupid bullshit. But in all reality, think about it. How does Facebook profit from this show? They don't profit from this show. There's no ads on this show. They don't, it's not like, at least on Facebook. Now, YouTube, I don't know if they're throwing ads on our shows on Facebook or YouTube. Geez, I did it again. I really cannot, for the life of me, think of why somebody would think that Facebook would profit off of somebody's hateful speech. I mean, hateful speech. We don't want hateful speech. Right now, what we need is more people sharing their damn food pictures out on the internet, like I've been doing, eating like a fat ass. But you got to think about it. Just think about it. Is why exactly do you think Facebook would be profiting? They don't. So let's throw that out there and throw it away. Get rid of it. Now let's go back into this. Large tech companies are using legal immunity to turn a blind eye to potentially dangerous content on the internet. Now, if it's potentially dangerous content on the internet, I don't know because they don't really cite exactly what they're talking about. But this is their argument to go to the U.S. Attorney General and say, hey, let's make sure that everything gets filtered because it could be hateful speech and it's not what they're reporting on the mainstream media, so it can't be right. Well, it can still be a fucking opinion. So be careful, folks. This is what we're talking about right here, is this kind of shit is starting to trickle in slowly but surely. First, oh my God, you're all going to get sick and die. Well, not everybody got sick and died. Oh my God, if you don't wear a mask, we're going to have to take some sort of legal action. No, you can't because it's not a law. Oh my God, what are we going to do now? Let's start a race war. One black guy got pinned down and died in police custody. We did this on Thursday last week. Remember, guys? Remember? More white people are killed by cops, and I gave you the fucking full-on statistics of it. More white people are killed by cops than black people. But we had to do that with one guy, and the whole world fucking went nuts. And so now we had to do this. So start watching a lot more independent broadcasters like myself. There's some better ones out there. Don't pay attention to the Young Turks, by the way. Those guys are frauds, by the way. Just to let you know. That fucking, what is his name? Yernick or whatever the fuck it is, that main host guy. That guy is a fraud from hell. But even they only will push information that goes with their political agenda. So be careful if you go for that. But a lot of the independent people like myself, the amateurs, shall we say, we actually look for real statistics, real facts, real shit that actually sits out there. You can find it too if you look hard enough, but don't go for, mainstream media looking, thinking, oh, that's fact. Look, this is what they said. No, once again, they're going to give you percentages. But once again, they're trying to propagandize everything. And now they want to try and, oh, people are saying shit we don't like on Facebook. We need to hold the tech companies responsible and make them start pulling that shit down. It's hurting people's feelings. No. Tough shit. Fuck off. I don't care that, it's just like, what was that Plandemic movie? I mean, there was a lot of interesting information. Some of it was debunked, but some of it was real, especially all the doctors out there, actual real life doctors that are telling everybody, stop doing this shit. Stop wearing masks. If you start wearing masks all the time, especially everywhere you go, if you are sick with the coronavirus, you're going to get sicker. If you're just kind of sick, like a smoker like myself, I'm going to end up with a goddamn lung infection if I have a mask on all the fucking time. Because you're not supposed to be breathing that shit back in all the time. That's why we breathe out. And when you cough to get shit out of your body. You sneeze to get shit out of your sinuses. It's part of the human process of getting rid of shit out of your body. It's why you poop. It's why you pee. Get rid of the waste. Get rid of the crap. You got to let that shit go. And now they want, and that's yet again another opinion on shit. But saying shit like that, see, is exactly the type of shit that they could end up, if they repeal this, Facebook could just start pulling this shit off. Or these entire live broadcasts, believe it or not, could end up going completely away. And you'll end up having to see, you won't be able to see live broadcasts anymore because they'll have to filter them out. They'll have to vet them, which means that they basically have to moderate them, look through them completely before they can approve it for being posted, which means Facebook Live will go away. All of you guys that love doing Facebook Live, goodbye. Periscope. Is Periscope even a thing anymore? I don't know. Jules fans need her back. Jules has to come back. Nikki, you gotta relax a little bit there. Anyway, what else? So yeah, I don't know. Be careful, guys, especially with what you're posting out there. I mean, don't post a bunch of shit that's completely ridiculous, but definitely do this. Do this as a good human being, I guess, would do. Find the actual facts, post them, and then see what happens. Because the more actual real life facts we get out there, instead of this media fucking spun fucking, like I said, like I showed you the difference in the communication of when they give you ratios over actual numbers of the blacks and whites being killed by police. The ratio is going to show more black people are getting way more, and But there again, is sharing information like that can be completely different if it doesn't go with what the narrative is. If the narrative is supposed to be something else, and then you post something that's completely opposite of it, but it's an actual real life fact, they can still pull it because it's like, oh, no, they told us you can't put that there. That's not what everybody else is saying. That's what that's what this thing is saying. And Bill Barr, I'm telling you, he's a lot like Fauci. I think he's in bed with somebody and somebody's kissing his ass in order to, once again, it's a way to control your population with the masks, way to control you. The fear of you're going to get sick if you touch people. Because remember, if you're 6 feet apart, you're supposed to be safe. It can't travel more than 6 feet. If you can't travel more than 6 feet, you don't need a fucking mask. But if you put on a mask and you're 6 feet apart or more, then what? Okay, so you're even more safe? No. You're just as safe either way. Don't shake hands. Why? Maybe they licked their palm. Okay, but he's wearing a glove. Oh, then it's okay. You know, it's like at the grocery stores. They're trying to give you a fear that, we've got everything covered in plastic. Well, I'm sorry, if I cough around the thing. Once again, it's hard to stay off of the coronavirus fucking theories, but this kind of goes along with it, in my opinion, because this has been brought up because so many people have been bringing up, different things about corona. Different varying views, varying ideals, varying opinions, varying theories. And a lot of what they're saying are theory has been somewhat proven to not be necessarily theory. It's been proven to be almost fact. But it doesn't go with what they want to have happen. They want everybody in masks. So if you put something up that's anti-mask, if this goes, and Facebook ends up saying, well, that's not good. That's not something that we can put up. Okay, we got to pull it down. Your comments are going to start going away. There's 6 million different ways. Your memes could end up getting, pulled off, even though they're just out there for fun. Satire may end up becoming a thing of the past. But if this ends up passing, and this goes for the internet, imagine this. Wouldn't this go for print news as well eventually, such as the National Enquirer, the Sun, where it's all satire, New York Post. It's all satire. But some people take it as actual news. They are the hot sheets for the men in black, though. But think about that. Is that if this goes, the next step could be that tabloids have to go bye-bye too, because they're not reporting accurate and real information. Well, yeah, it's satire. It's fun. It's freedom of speech. We can fuck around sometimes. Guess what? That's what they do. And, well, The Onion may end up going away because that is not even news, but it's fun. It's satire. It's made up stories. It's kind of like when we do Picture the News. We throw up a picture and we make up a fucked up news story about it. It was like, what was it? Uh-oh, Stinky from about a couple months ago. Remember that one? Good old uh-oh, Stinky. Oh, that was a good story. You guys will have to go back and watch that one. But it's things like that that could end up getting pulled. There'll be no more fun. Making satirical content may end up just going completely away. Who knows? There could be less. Pretty much, they could end up starting to turn everybody into drones, which is kind of what they're doing. Masks, freedom of speech online. If that goes, freedom of speech of the press in a way. If it's inaccurate and misinformation, such as a tabloid satire, that could go away. Oh no, we need real news. Well, then that's where they start pushing the propaganda machine. So think about that. Side note, by the way, and Bill, if you're out there, I'm sorry, dude. There's something wrong with you. Goddamn Dixie Chicks. By the way, phone lines are open, 720-230-6363. If you're watching on Facebook, we've popped up the live video gateway, I guess you could call it. Bring you in onto the show if you so choose. Anyway, so the Dixie Chicks, for whatever idiot reason, sorry I had to pick my nose on camera there, but it got something, it's itching. I think a little bug flew up in there. It could be the corona bug. Yeah, that was whatever that was. All right, so does everybody remember the Dixie Chicks? Remember their back when we invaded Iraq, and they were so ashamed of our president or embarrassed, and I think at one point they actually threatened that they were gonna just go to Canada or some shit, and that they were so embarrassed of our president for invading Iraq. This was after 9/11. Because they were all anti-war and all that crap. They are back again. Oh, don't forget, back in 2016, they came out of the woodwork, started playing little country songs all about America, doing their thing, being special, being so patriotic, being woo. Yeah, and then they disappeared. After Hillary lost. I think they could be a bad luck charm. They're back. But they had to make sure that they did something so newsworthy this time. Instead of just releasing a song, they had to get political with everything. They dropped Dixie out of their name. Because of our history of the United States and that old means the South, and there were slaves, and that being Dixie means, oh, what are they going to do with Dixie cups then? What are they going to do with the Winn-Dixie stores? My God, you guys, this has gotten out of control. Let's see, we got rid of Aunt Jemima. Uncle Ben is probably going to be next if he hasn't gone. I haven't seen anything about Uncle Ben yet. Let's see. Then we got the Mexican Tapeito, or however you pronounce it. They're not pulling their mascot. And then somebody posted something on Facebook I saw earlier today. Said it's only a matter of time before White Castle gets screwed on this. Oy. Anyway, the Dixie Chicks decided to drop Dixie from their name. They are now just the Chicks. You know, that just gives them way less clout, in my opinion, because now they've sold out from being who they were. They had no problem with it up until, what, this week? All of a sudden this week they had a problem with the fact that they were Dixie Chicks? Why did this all of a sudden this week become such a fucking problem? Why has everybody become so fucking sensitive? And who's behind all the sensitivity? Is it the younger snowflake generation? Or is it the people here in Gen X? Or some of the baby, and by the way, the baby boomers, they're all in their 60s and 70s right now. Okay, so the next time somebody calls me a boomer, I'm going to fucking slap some kid. I swear to God. They got to understand. See, kids are being mistaught, or they're misunderstanding history big time. And here's another example of this. A lot of people are thinking that Abraham Lincoln was a racist. Somebody, please, educate our people. Abraham Lincoln was the father of the Emancipation Proclamation that freed the slaves. So if you think he's racist, think again. It's out there. People are out there thinking this. But that's because everybody's lost their goddamn mind. It's because they keep breathing in their fucking own breath. And they keep forgetting to brush their teeth, I think. But the Dixie Chicks then also wrote a new song called March March. And pretty much the only lyrics I really remember from it is I march to the beat of my own drum and I march to the beat of my own destiny or something like that. And I was like, the lyrics are kind of all right, I guess. I mean, all right, yeah, you march to the beat of your own drum. Great. That's not only been sung in like 30 other songs throughout the last 30 years, but whatever. But then they had to go and put a video with it. And of course, it's got to be all about protests and Black Lives Matter and all this other shit. No, you guys are fucking sellouts, chicks. And here, look at this. You dropped Dixie from the name, and now you're all Black Lives Matter. Didn't matter to you 4 years ago. Well, not 4 years ago, but a few years ago. It didn't matter to you when Ferguson got fucking hit, but it matters now because it's an election year. That's the only time that these three fucking retards, the female version of the Three Stooges, comes out of the woodwork, is because it's an election year, and, well, they need some music for the Democratic Party. So let's show how Black Lives Matter and we're all about protests and we're all about unity and all this other shit and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so that's all their video was. And their video, honestly, doesn't really... The lyrics of the song don't really go anything with what the video was showing. But there was one thing that the video does, and they did the same thing 4 years ago. So hopefully people start boycotting them because they'll understand they're just trying to capitalize on whatever the fuck they think they're capitalizing on. At the end of their video, your voice matters, your voice counts, make sure to vote. That's the same thing they did 4 years ago. That, oh, it's the Dixie Chicks. Oh, now it's the Chicks. They're so tolerant that they dropped Dixie out of the name. You dipshits. Oh, and by the way, speaking of dipshits, apparently, is it Mississippi? I think Mississippi's getting ready to change their state flag. Come on, people. Get over it. It's not like it has a fucking picture of a fucking, a noose on it with a black guy hanging from a tree or some shit. I mean, Jesus Christ, let's get over it. You guys are such insensitive little fucktards, man. But if it is the younger generation that is creating all of this upheaval of pulling down statues, and I mean, some people are pulling down statues for no reason. And that's the part I don't even understand. The statues that don't even have anything to do with it. Oh, that statue has to come down. It stands for something bad. What exactly? I don't know, but it's a statue. It's got to come down. I mean, that's seriously what's been going on in a lot of these parks and city centers and things like that. They're starting to remove statues that have been there for like 100 years. And they're removing them because they don't know why. It's just like Christopher Columbus, apparently. The Black Lives Matter group doesn't like Christopher Columbus. Can somebody explain this one to me? Christopher Columbus sailed to blue in 1492. Had nothing to do with black people. So I don't understand why the Black Lives Matter group is all against Christopher Columbus. Mind you, and the jury's still out on what really happened, but the supposed real story about Christopher Columbus, he raped and pillaged the Indians, or Native Americans, I should say. They were called Indians because he thought he had sailed to India, which is where he was supposed to go. That's where Indians came from. Native Americans. So raped and pillaged and all that. Okay, so jury's out on that. That's about a 70-30, maybe 80-20 split on that. 80%, it's probably true. 20%, there might be some discrepancies there. Nobody really knows because nobody was there. I mean, that was fucking 600 years ago. Well, 500 and some years ago. 1492, folks. Jesus. And we're still worrying about that? That was in the past. All right, Christopher Columbus was a dick, and he was a jerk, and he did really bad things. Great. Why are we punishing people who have nothing to do with him? It's just like, I don't know. I mean, there's so many other things things that stand for past. You got to learn from your past. If you take away all the symbolism, okay, now if there was Nazi symbols all over shit, that needs to come the fuck down. Okay, now if we've got real signs of African American oppression, yeah, that needs to come down. But we don't need to be removing a statue of Teddy Roosevelt on his fucking horse because there's an Indian and a black guy standing next to him while he's sitting on his horse. Oh, that's just a sign that the white man is much better than them. No, Teddy Roosevelt was known to be on his horse all the time. That's one of his symbolisms, I guess. Look around. You look up Teddy Roosevelt, you probably see something about him with being on a fucking horse. It had nothing to do with he was better than them, and that's why he was on the horse. No, they were standing next to him. It was a unity of the black people with the Native Americans, and they were together in this fight. That's what it was about. But no, they're like, oh no, see, he's better than them, so we need to get rid of this. Fucking understand the actual symbolism, the actual reasonings why these fucking things were put up. But no, you're just going to look at it and make a snap decision, and that's it, right? Don't do that. Please, stop doing that. I beg of you. I beg of you. I beg of you. So, there you go. All right, we're going to take another break here real quick, and then I got to find it because I don't have a shortcut on that. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit about this new HIV cure that has apparently started working. So, once again, this could be, possibly, just possibly, another thing that they're trying to distract us from so that we don't know that this is going on. You never know. It could be, I don't know. There's just so many stories out there that seem like they're being dusted under because everybody's talking about COVID. It's hard to not talk about COVID because everybody's got their opinions on it. As you guys have seen this evening yet again. I mean, it's hard to not go back onto it, but what do? Where is this damn thing? I got to find the thing. Did it seriously disappear? I think it has. I've got everything except for this file. Sorry. I don't mean to... Oh, it's because it's in a... It was in the wrong place. Because I'm not very organized tonight. But I'm trying. All right. If you're out there on Facebook, facebook.com/FreakChildRadio, KFRKDenver.com, and also streaming live on YouTube, also over at the Freedom Revolution Networks. I'll be right back. I got to go grab a smoke and a pancake, and we'll do some more stuff. Phone lines are open, 720-230-6363. And if you're following along over on Facebook, click that link. We'll put you into the switcher. You can be live on this show. Yeah, I wouldn't want to either. Oh well. It is the Freak. Sorry, I just took a big old drink of water. Can you believe I just smoked an entire 100 cigarette in just that little break? Yeah, I sucked that down. And now my voice is going to get real low. Mm-hmm. They're going to send me down to the hospital. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, welcome back to the Freak Child Experience. Sorry. I had a personal message on my mobile device, and I had to look at it real quick. Anyway, listening live over at kfarkdenver.com. Live feed over there all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Lots of music all day long, and, of course, this show, a couple other shows. Excuse me, man. I hate when I burp on air. At least you guys don't have to worry about it being blown in your face. No smell-o-vision here. Anyway, KFRKdenver.com. Yeah, you guys can listen live to that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's Brighton's original full mix station. I mean, everything from old-time radio up to Macklemore. We've got... what am I saying? We've got... Man, my brain just completely shut off. I hate when that happens when I'm live on air. We high octane hours starting at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. A little bit of heavy power music to get you through that last push of the day. Also, the overnight shift, the overnights, the landing starting at midnight. A little music to calm you down, get you to sleep. Classical, smooth jazz, things like that. And then pretty much the rest of the day, it's everything from country to rap to hip-hop to rock to oldies music. I mean, everything that you can imagine. I mean, I was monitoring the feed earlier today, and believe it or not, it was a 50s song. I forget which one it was, the Wanderer, I think. And then right after that, it was Macklemore's Ceiling Can't Hold Us. So, interesting. That's how much of a mix it is. But you guys can listen live to that at kfarkdenver.com. Click the Listen Now button, and it'll come up. You can also tune in on the TuneIn app. We're carried there. Also at radiotower.com, as well as numerous others. You can also, if you have one of those internet radio receivers, also you can pick us up on that. So there you go. As far as the radio feed is concerned, as far as this show is concerned, FreakChildRadio.com is our home base, our home site, I guess, or home page, whatever you want to call it, for everything Freakchild. You can also find something really interesting over there. And you know what that really interesting thing is? Well, first off, don't forget that we've got the trivia show that comes up. We're coming up this Sunday, and then it'll be 2 Sundays after that. We'll be doing it again. Win yourself a up to $100 Amazon gift card by winning the trivia game. It's a ridiculous trivia game. It's not nearly as ridiculous as this show, but somewhat. Anyway, starting at 7 p.m. on Sundays. Meet us over at twitch.tv/FreakChildRadio. Make sure you guys follow us over there as well so that you know when the game actually does go live. And make sure to sign up for a Twitch account as well. It's free. You don't have to do anything really with it if you don't want to be a Twitch watcher, because pretty much it's just a bunch of other broadcasters. Mainly it's just a bunch of kids playing video games, but anyway, twitch.tv/FreakChildRadio. Make sure that you guys sign up for a free account. That way, when you do sign into the interactive trivia show, you guys can we'll know who you are, because your name will pop up on the screen, and the answers and questions pop up on the screen right about here, and you actually interactively play the game with us, real time, live, on the air. And whoever wins that can win up to $100 Amazon gift card. So rules and all that can be found over there at FreakChildRadio.com. There's a link for all the rules and stuff there. So you guys can kind of click on that, and it'll give you more information. No, we don't need the graph. We need the coffee cups. Are available now. FreakChildRadio.com. Once again, there's a little buy now link there on the main page. So if you guys want to pick yourself up the official Freak Child Radio coffee cup, and this is what they actually. Where's my camera? This is what they actually look like. So this is an actual cup. So that picture you see is exactly what you're going to get. And so there you go. $15 covers the cost of the cup and the shipping and handling. No money's actually made off of that. It's just a little fan souvenir for you if you want to call it that. So we'll send those out to you right away and whatnot. So, I just cut my face off. All right, and don't forget, coming up November 3rd, 2020, it's Freakscision 2020, 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, at KFRKDenver.com. It'll be broadcast on YouTube, probably be over here on Facebook as well. We'll be throwing out the audio, of course, on KFRKDenver.com. So watch and listen as we call out the presidential election, along with all the other miscellaneous crap that's going on out there this year. It's going to be I think it's going to be an interesting night, but we will, of course, be doing more than just calling it like the news channels do. We'll be doing more of we'll be fucking off the entire time and making fun of whatever's going on out there. So there you go. Phone lines are open, 720-230-6363. Make sure to like us here on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Twitter is at FreakChild Show, and Facebook is facebook.com/FreakChildRadio. So there you go. Our last story of the evening. I did not know that they had been working on this. Maybe it's because it's been kind of buried in the news a little bit, because apparently it's not really that big of a deal, but I would think it is kind of a big deal. There apparently has been a cure that they've been working on for HIV. They've been working on it in the UK. Of course, do we have it here in the United States? Probably. Nobody's going to tell you. Because the one thing about our healthcare system that we do know is, it's corrupt. I know this firsthand. Let me tell you, trying to get mental health help, it's a fucking pain in the goddamn ass. Good thing I've got somewhat of a straight head on me sometimes. My God. But it's all about money. You go to the hospital. You get prescribed 2 ibuprofens, and they send you on your way because you thought, you had a concussion. So they take some x-rays and they sit you down and, no, you're good. Okay, go home. Here's some aspirin for you. They charge you $20 a tablet for your aspirin. And this is no shit. I got charged like $500 for a backboard when me and my friend Bill went flying off a car. Still got the scars from that one. That was fun. It's still a joke to this day. There's video of that too somewhere. But I got charged $500 for a backboard. $500 so that they could lay me on a backboard and then keep it. Why didn't I get to keep the backboard if you're going to charge me for it? And then, of course, x-rays, they cost you way more than they actually, Jesus Christ. But it's all about making money. But yeah, the United States, until they can find a way to monetize the cure for HIV, they don't want to monetize the cure for HIV, actually, because the more sick you are, the more money you're going to be dumping into Big Pharma, because you're going to be on pills all this time, right? Think about that. I always wonder how many people end up being told they have cancer. Now, this doesn't go out. I mean, this is kind of, this is kind of a dig, but, because I do know people who have had cancer. My grandfather died of massive cancer. But I always wonder how many doctors out there will tell somebody that they have cancer and then put them into chemo treatment so that they can make more money off of them. when they maybe in fact did not have cancer? I always wonder that. Because how do you know you've got cancer? Do you really know? I don't know. Now, if you got breast cancer, that's pretty easy to know. You got a lump there. And if the lump goes away, boom, there you go. But let's say, oh, you've got colon cancer. Well, what are you going to do? I mean, it's not like you can look up your own ass. Well, I guess you could. I don't know. See where my mind goes? Anyway, let's get back into it. So a second person, this is the second person, has been cured of HIV in the UK, who's got a fairly decent health system from what I understand. Story reads, the second person to be cured of HIV is still virus-free after more than 2 years. And no, it's not Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson never had HIV. I believe, in my opinion. The London patient, Adam Castillejo, interesting, finished HIV antiretroviral therapy over 2.5 years ago after undergoing a different surgery that made him resistant to the virus. So here's what I wonder about this story, though. Did they accidentally find this? Because he was in for something else. It made him, resistant to the virus. Well, if he went in for something else and he was resistant to the virus, then why did he have to go through this other treatment? There's a little bit of weirdisms, I guess, on that one. Castillejo underwent a stem cell transplant to treat lymphoma, and his donor carried CCR5 Delta 32, which caused him to become resistant to HIV. Well, see, right there, boom. There's your cure for HIV, is this CCR5 Delta 32, which is apparently part of a stem cell. Since he is only the second patient to undergo this type of experimental treatment successfully, authors of the study published by medical journal The Lancet HIV note, Castillejo will be continually monitored for reemergence of the virus. So apparently, this is the way I understand it, is that this treatment, this what do they call it again? Antiretroviral treatment or therapy, which they don't really explain what that exactly is. The only thing that they're saying is that this donor carried the CCR5 Delta 32. Well, that I don't know what this, and I guess the antiretroviral is the pills that you have to take, the medication if you've got HIV, the treatment that they give you apparently gives you the shits really bad from what I understand. He was going on that treatment, and he's still on that treatment, but ever since he got this stem cell for his lymphoma, now he's resistant to HIV, which is basically a natural antibody, if you will, to the virus. They say it is important to note that this curative treatment is high risk and only used as a last resort for patients with HIV who also have life-threatening hematological malignancies. And that was from Ravinda Gupta, who was the lead author of the study. Therefore, this is not a treatment that would be offered widely to patients with HIV who are on successful antiretroviral treatment. So there's your answer, basically. So the antiretroviral treatment is basically, I guess, for lack of a better term, it's a medication regimen that you put on that kind of, I guess, slows the virus from continuing on and developing into full-blown AIDS. So, but here's the part that I find intriguing, though, is that they say it's not going to be a widespread thing because it's very risky. Well, okay, this guy had lymphoma, so they gave him stem cells and then found out accidentally that this guy has this thing. So apparently, what we've also now found out is that some people are immune to HIV. Sound kind of familiar. Some people are apparently now immune to HIV, which means whoever this donor was immune to HIV. Now that stem cell got into this guy. It's become part of his DNA, and now he's immune to HIV, apparently, but he's still taking the antiretroviral treatments. So he's still on his pill treatments. Now, what they should do, in my opinion, if they really want to prove that this could be the cure, they got to take him off the AIDS or the HIV medication. Take him off the HIV medication, continue to monitor him. Now see if you've got the cure. If you've got the cure, now I don't know if there's actually a way to clone a stem cell. I know there's a way to grow stem cells or whatever. And I mean, we've cloned sheep supposedly with the same DNA. I think they're cloning humans, honestly. But if this stem cell is the actual cure that makes people immune to the virus, you've just found the cure for HIV. And it means there's only a matter of time before we find out that maybe people out there in this world are immune to cancer even. Possibly. Could be. Because think about how many smokers there are in the world, and not all of them get cancer. Truth.com will tell you, oh my God, you're a smoker, you're going to get cancer and die. I mean, smoking's not good for you. I do know that, but think about that. If people can be immune to this disease that there was never a cure for because nobody knew which monkey the guy had sex with or whatever the fuck happened, you got to think that possibly we've got the same thing with cancer cells that happens too. Is that somebody out there has a DNA profile that makes them immune to cancer. So therefore, you've got your cure for cancer. So I'm kind of, I don't know why this is not bigger in the headlines. I mean, this was like a back page story that I found, and it's like, this is like a medical miracle. I mean, this would be like, we've just found a cure for coronavirus. I mean, that they put that out there first, but I mean, more people are dying from HIV and AIDS than a coronavirus, if you think about it. I mean, it's claimed way more lives than corona, but I mean, what do you do with it? What do you do with it? And why are they hiding the story so deep into the papers? That's what I'd like to know. I don't know. 720-230-6363. This is the FreakChild Experience right here on KFRK Digital Radio, Facebook, YouTube. We're everywhere. Freedom Revolution Networks. By the way, in case you missed it, because I don't really watch the regular mainstream media news anymore, because all it is infuriating, and I just start screaming and yelling at my TV. And it's only like 3 feet in front of me, so I got to be careful because, man, that thing's brand new. And I don't want to destroy it. Harvey Weinstein has been sentenced and found guilty. In case you missed it or you didn't hear, Harvey Weinstein has been sentenced to 23 years in prison on Wednesday. That was last week, by the way. For rape and sexual assault after being found guilty of criminal sex act for assaulting production assistant Mimi Hailey at his apartment in 2006 and third-degree rape of a woman in 2013. Weinstein was previously found not guilty for the most serious charge, predatory sexual assault, which would have landed him life in prison. Both women spoke in court before Judge James Burke announced the 23-year sentence. It was the second time they confronted Weinstein after their testimony that sealed his conviction at the landmark #MeToo trial. I didn't know it was actually titled the Me Too trial. The judge convicted Weinstein on 2 counts, criminal sex act for the 2006 assault and rape in third degree for the 2013 attack. On the 2006 charge, he faced a minimum of 5 years in prison and a maximum of 25. The 2013 attack carried a maximum of 4 years in prison. So I don't know what really happened here. Apparently the evidence spoke for itself, but I want to talk about the Me Too movement just momentarily. Alyssa Milano needs to shut the fuck up, number one. She has no idea what the fuck she's talking about 90% of the time. But she's one of those, she's got to get her face out there because she's not relevant anymore. So she's got to find something in the political realm to, remember through the whole Brett Kavanaugh trials where nobody remembered anything of anybody doing anything but people who weren't there and people who weren't even born yet somehow were there, all this other shit. There is a rape culture out there that does exist. And when I say rape culture, I mean that's part of the hashtag Me Too movement. Danny Masterson was that 2 weeks ago, has now been actually arrested for 3 counts of rape, which stems back way 14 years ago, I think. 2006 for him as well. Here's the thing, and ladies, I don't know how to be sympathetic on some of this stuff because I don't know what it would be like to be raped forcefully like that. But for a lot of women, especially when you're talking movie stars, there's a lot of women out there who, until the stars made it big, they'll be like a small-time actor for a little while, and then all of a sudden they'll jump up into the air and be somebody big. And then it isn't until they've got tons of money that all of a sudden, oh, he sexually assaulted me. He touched my butt once. Okay. I'd like to press sexual assault charges on him. Okay. Why now? Why do they wait so long? I understand that for some women, when they've been raped, there's a feeling of shame, guilt, fear of repercussions or whatever. Okay, I understand that actually exists out there too, for women who have actually been raped. Why are there so many women that come out of the woodwork so long after it's happened? I don't understand. Why do women wait so long? Some of these women, let me put it this way. Those women, why did they wait so long? It's like Bill Cosby's accusers. Now, I'm sure Bill Cosby was not actually the angel, perfect father that he portrayed on TV, as far as in his personal life. But you got to think about why does it wait until a certain point in time of life? Why do you wait 13, 20, 25 years? Oh, now I'm going to press charges. Now I want him arrested. Why now? Why so long after? I mean, did your life take a turn now that all of a sudden that memory from back then has now screwed up your life for now? I don't know. We'll need your comments on this. You can always comment anything on that on Facebook at facebook.com/freakchildradio. I don't understand why somebody would wait so long to try to have their accuser punished when it's been that long. Danny Masterson, for instance, 14 fucking years these girls waited. Three of them all at the same time. 3 at the same time. Tell me there's not, I'm sure he probably was dicking around quite a bit. He was young, he was on TV, and girls were after him. I'm sure something went a little woohoo. But did it really go to the point of rape? Don't know. There apparently is enough evidence for him to actually have gotten arrested. But look at how long it took what was that, 2-3 years ago that he actually had been accused of it, and it wasn't until 2 weeks ago that he actually got arrested for it. So, I mean, it took him all that time to finally find some sort of evidence. I mean, if it's going to take you that long to find evidence on something like that, that kind of can put, to me, that can put a little shadow of a doubt out there. But that's my opinion. So, I don't know. But everybody's got their own thoughts and feelings and everything on that. So, let us know your feelings and thoughts and all that. You can also email us, freakchildshow@kfrkdenver.com. And what else? That's about it. We're going to try and get some panel members in, hopefully, next show. Don't forget, this coming Sunday, once again, it is trivia night. And that's not trivia night. This is trivia night. We're over at twitch.tv. Remember, it's not here on it's not on Facebook. It's not on YouTube. It's not carried over at kfrkdenver.com. You do have to go to twitch.tv/FreakChildRadio. That's an exclusive broadcast over at that site where we do our trivia show. Some of the questions are real. Some of the answers are real. Some of the questions are ridiculous, and some of those answers are just as dumb. So it's a lot of fun. It is completely 100% interactive. You can check out some of the past shows. You won't be able to see the overlays that come up with the game, but you can actually watch some of the old feeds and kind of listen to how some of the questions are phrased and things like that. So that's on Sunday. We are giving away up to $100 in free digital Amazon gift cards. Official rules and contest information is on freakchildradio.com. Big link right at the top of the page for you guys to check out all the rules and regulations and all that legality shit that we have to put out there. So I have to say that too. So there you go. And like I said, there's been a little bit of a change in the format slightly because some people complained. So there you go. And of course, as we said, pick up your FreakChild Experience coffee mugs over there at the site, freakchildradio.com. If you would like one, order one. It'll be that easy. PayPal, credit cards, easy checkout, all that good stuff. So have no fear. Just don't drink the beer. There you go. I got a lot of ums tonight. Usually we don't have this quiet of a show, but that's all right. We'll be okay. That's about all we got tonight, guys. So we will, I think, go ahead and cut it for the evening. And because I think the ums are getting a little out of hand, don't you think? We've blasted through the news stories. Just remember, guys, the masks, if it's going to make you feel better and feel safer, wear them. But believe me, it's not going to do a damn thing. I've got a friend who's a nurse who works in a hospital. She got COVID, and they're under the most precautions you can think of. So think about that. Think about what those masks are really saving you from. Probably not shit. So, all right, gang. Until next time, don't forget we got to get the new credits and openings done too. So the opening may change off a little bit, and I don't know. We'll see what happens. I can't find it. There it is. So, all right. Check out freakchildradio.com, kfrkdenver.com. What else do we got? Facebook.com/freakchildradio. We're on Twitter at Freakchild Show. And also, don't forget to get on our Patreon page, become a Patreon. We'll probably change something on the $10 mark. Hey, if you guys go give us a $10 pledge on Patreon, we'll send you a coffee mug. I think we'll go change that and give you guys a little perk if you do that. So that'll save you $5 on your coffee mug. Maybe? We'll see. All right, gang. Thursday night, we're back 7 p.m. right here on Facebook.com/FreakChildRadio. The YouTube channel, KFRKDenver.com, FreedomRevolutionNetworks.com, and also streaming audio live, KFRKDenver.com. We will see you Tuesday night, and everything's to be announced. I don't know what we're talking about, so we'll see you then. And trivia show on Sunday. Have a good night, gang.